Let that distorted chord fade, and we're back. Guys, hello, and welcome to another week of Fender Play Live. I'm your host, Scott Goldbaum, and this week, we're bringing it down a little bit, taking it back, and checking out some acoustic classics from the 70s that you can learn on Fender Play. We're gonna jam on some tunes and give away some gear. We're back to that this week, so let's just jump right into it. First, please welcome today's special guest and very close friend of our show, artist Mara Connor.
Hi.
It's so good to have you back, Mara.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
I know you. I'm a fan of your music as an artist. You're LA-based. We have a lot of common friends in the LA-based scene. And last time she was on, you guys raved about her voice. You're going to get a hint and a preview into that. That was during our Woodstock episode last month.
Super fun.
And you've got some singles that are out right now. You've got some forthcoming stuff. And I know that you're a practitioner of the acoustic guitar.
That I am.
You're holding this parlor today, this tinier size one.
Beautiful
it's really
little
gorgeous.
parlor.
Yeah, we'll be utilizing that. I've got the bigger body Dreadnought today that we're going to be playing through the duration of our show. And I think it's worth us just jumping right into our acoustic, one of our first of 4 hits we're playing today. First up, we've got the classic by Jim Croce, I'll Have to Say I Love You in a Song. But first, a little trivia for you guys. Let's see this, if we can bring the teleprompter up for a second. You've got Jim Croce, who went to Villanova and graduated with a degree in what field? Go ahead and throw those comments or those answers to that question. Again, he went to Villanova and graduated with a degree, but in what field? What did he major in? Bonus points if you can identify his minor. I know Google is fast, but let's see if your brain's a little bit faster. Throw those answers below and you'll win the grand prize of Mara calling you out and saying, hey, good job for this one. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump right in to play I'll Have to Say I Love You in a Song. We'll get us started with that cool calypso feel.
I didn't wake you. What I've got to say can't wait. I know you'd understand. 'Cause every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Every time I tried to tell you, came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song.
Gorgeous. It's so cool when you have a modern artist reinterpret a song. I think one of the most important parts of covering songs is we're kind of paying tribute to the people who came before us.
Absolutely.
Jim Croce, I think, I honestly thought of shaving everything but my working mustache just to pay tribute to him today. I wasn't singing this one. I wish I had too.
I left my Jim Croce mustache.
Okay, yeah, and if you guys can't see it, make it a point. Oh, okay, I was gonna follow up on the joke. She has a Jim Croce mustache. If you can't see it, turn it to 5D. In any case, this is a great song for finger picking. You have that alternate bass note pattern right there. We talk about that a lot just in the Fender Play platform in dedicated lessons just to that technique, but you're gonna see it on this song and a wealth of others. A ton of quick chord changes, lots of great chords from those open major 7s to some really nice minor chords that are utilizing the bar finger. And guys, that was a quick turnaround. We have a trivia winner here. Do you wanna announce this one?
Oh, yes. Our trivia winner is Sean Santos.
Oh, on YouTube, okay.
On YouTube.
Sean Santos, you got this. Okay, so we didn't get the answer for what he minored in, but as to what he majored in, Mara?
He majored in psychology.
Explains the brilliance of his lyricism.
Yes.
And that also goes to say he actually minored in German. Which, yeah, I think sometimes we were talking about traveling a lot too. You actually spent, what, 4.5 months in Ireland?
I did, yeah.
I think immersing yourself in a different culture, especially one that has a very different language, makes you kind of innately refine the language that is your native
True,
tongue.
although I didn't learn Gaelic while I was there.
But you had to sing a lot of trad, right? The nature of traditional songs, it just kind of rubs off on you in some way. Jim Croce, he played mostly acoustic-based songs, and they're great for all levels of playing. Let's go ahead and jam another one. No collection of 1970s music is going to be complete without some Carly Simon. Now for this next trivia one, the secret to Who You're So Vain was written about was auctioned off by Carly Simon in 2003 to whom? Who bought that secret to You're So Vain back in 2003? Let us know the answer below. And on Fender Play, we're going to teach you how to play her hit song, Anticipation. Let's go ahead and jump into that song right now. Cool.
Never
guys love that out there too. It's a treat to get it in an intimate setting like this. Now we're often focused a lot on electric guitars here, but on Fender Play we teach a ton of great acoustic focused songs, and we see a lot of these acoustics featured in our beginner community, so there's a lot to learn for you acoustic players. Let's just take a second to kind of discuss acoustic versus electric attributes.
Sure.
What are some things that came to you? Because I know, like we were talking about, you kind of went through certain motions as a child learning instruments. You started with like the clarinet, the piano.
Briefly.
What was it that,
Very
touching upon,
briefly.
literally playing with. It's cool that those were your toys as a kid.
Yeah.
But by the time you chose the acoustic guitar, what was kind of your experience with that initial?
Yeah, well, I think acoustic is really a songwriter's instrument, which for me was everything.
Yeah.
Just being able to play exactly what you need to get the song and the message and the story across.
Yeah.
And I grew up listening to Joni Mitchell and Bob Dylan and Leonard Cohen, and I think, sort of the finger picking appealed to me about acoustic guitar.
Totally.
Also, just how portable it is. Like, you can take an acoustic guitar anywhere. There's no need for an amp.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, I totally identify with that. Like some of the most earliest memories I have of even wanting to play guitar in general was like Radiohead's Paranoid Android, like that finger picking, or Cat Stevens' Father and Son.
Oh, totally.
Like those early origins that really attract you to the instrument. Again, you don't need an amplifier, so it's got great mobility, just a great natural sound in any room. I remember my parents would never ground me if I got in trouble from guitar, but they would ask me to play acoustic versus electric at night,
yeah.
so that was always a special advantage. We have another trivia winner. Sherry, you got this one really fast. Sherry Hoyer answered this question. The owner now of that secret, and I wonder what the real answer is. Let's see if I can pronounce his last name right. Is the TV executive Dick Ebersole. Well, Dick now is the bearer of that information. Is it Mick Jagger? Is that who the song was written about? We'll find out. Was it Frankenstein? So up next, we got a few more tunes we're gonna jam on. But first, you might notice we're playing different sized guitars, and you may wonder which body shape of acoustic guitar is right for you. We're going to answer that very question in today's Insiders. Let's throw it to the studio and check it out.
Very nice. Hey, this is John Dreyer with Fender, and I'm here with John McLennan, Fender Play instructor. How you doing?
Great, John. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I've been here at Fender for over 20 years, and I hear this all the time. What is the right guitar for me? So we're going to tell you everything you need to know about finding the right acoustic guitar for you. And what do you say we look at a few different types of acoustics and hear what they sound like?
Sounds awesome.
All right. Well, the three we're going to talk about today are the Parlor, the Auditorium, and the Dreadnought. Each have their own characteristics and their own sound. Let's run through them. John's going to play a little bit, and then we can hear the difference between the three of them. First up is the Parlor, and John happens to be holding the Paramount PM2. The Parlor is one of the smallest sizes, punchy in tone, good for beginners and those who prefer just a smaller guitar. The Parlor features a shorter scale length at 24 3/4, and if you didn't know, the scale length is the distance between the nut and the bridge. So it's also easier to play. And so let's actually hear a little bit. Enough talking, let's hear a little bit more Parlor.
Sure.
Very nice. So great for finger picking or strumming, great size for travel, nice guitar to have around the house. If you're on the couch watching TV, just kind of fits you really well. It's great for recording, a great starter guitar, and I want to emphasize great for starters, great for beginners. And style-wise, it's also popular for, say, Delta blues. Do you know any Delta blues?
You got it.
So that's the Parlor size. Next up is the Auditorium. Let's take a look. So here we have the Auditorium. This is a Paramount PM4 CE guitar that John has. John, why don't you dazzle us with some Auditorium sound? Nice. So can you hear the difference? It's a bigger sound than the Parlor and has a slightly warmer tone. The Auditorium shape is medium-sized, has a slightly more narrow waist, which is this section right here, and the lower bout is oversized. That's this section of the guitar. Gives the instrument a sweet, clear top end and well-defined bass. And I would say Eric Clapton is probably one of the more famous artists that plays an auditorium. Why don't you play a little bit more for us, Don?
Absolutely.
So that's the Auditorium. And last up is the good old Dreadnought guitar that most of you would be familiar with, this one being the Paramount PM1 Standard. A Dreadnought guitar is the most common shape, it's most popular in size. John, let's hear a little bit. So you can hear the deep bass. It's much louder, a much fuller sound. You see all types of players playing a Dreadnought shape in styles of jazz, folk, country, bluegrass, rock, and pop, just to name a few. It's a very popular style because of its big warm tone. It's very versatile. The list of artists who play a Dreadnought certainly is a long one. So we talked about 3 different sizes. Now I want to ask you, John, what is your preference?
I would have to say yes.
Yes to all 3.
Yeah. I mean, the Parlor is so great because it's just so comfortable. And for fingerstyle or travel, or like you said, sitting on the couch, that's just a great guitar. And then, of course, the next size up is excellent for playing leads and soloing on because it's going to cut in the mix nice. And then the Dreadnought, there's nothing like a Dreadnought when you really want to dig in and you need the power and the volume.
Yeah, the huge sound of the Dreadnought. So there you go, a comparison of 3 different acoustic shapes. There are a lot more, so I encourage you to check them all out, play as many as you can, see what fits you. Price-wise, the 3 that we showed you today are all the same price. You can check those out and a lot more on Fender.com. Thanks everyone for watching. See you soon. And John, please play us out.
Awesome. I love hearing that, love seeing that information. Throwback to having John in the studio. Now remember guys, it's all about trying them out and seeing what works best for you. Welcome back. I'm joined by our artist and friend Mara Connor, and we're playing through some classic acoustic songs that are hits that we offer on Fender Play right now. So next up, we've got another classic 70s artist. And this is somebody that if you don't like as a practitioner of songwriting, it kind of immediately disqualifies you, I think. Joni Mitchell, the queen, the muse to all herself. We have a few of her songs available to learn on Fender Play, but let's jam on another one. We got Big Yellow Taxi coming at you. I'll get us started.
Put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paid paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paid paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. They paid paradise, put up a parking lot.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Again, paying tribute to one of the greats, guys. Joni Mitchell was a big fan of alternate tunings and open tunings. We just did a lesson on this a couple weeks ago, so check out our Fender Play live shoot on that, as well as some of the Fender Play lessons that direct open tunings, drop D. You're hearing a lot of that from us today, and we're just kind of reinterpreting that in some standard tunings for you. But that is also loaded with techniques, chord anticipation, this frenetic energy that's coming from turning this instrument that also has certain advantages versus an electric instrument by way of just being super percussive in and of itself. Like oftentimes if I have to support a solo artist in the same way that we're doing it right now, and I have the option to do electric versus acoustic, I'll take on the acoustic. That way we can just get a little choppier.
Feel the rhythm.
Yeah, like quite literally, like feel the vibrations from this, this acoustic instrument. Now, there are a lot of chords in her songs, definitely a challenge for a wealth of acoustic players. But when you kind of break it down, this kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier. Tom Petty, I think, is responsible for saying this, that if you can kind of qualify a song or bring quality to a song, when you're just able to play it stripped down to one instrument and one vocal. And sometimes, especially when you're learning, for those of you who love Joni Mitchell but may think that all those moves are a little much at first, you could just play with the paint paradise, put up a parking lot, start with those simple strums.
Yeah, Joni's progressions are deceptively complex, but you can really distill them down to the basic chords, and because her melodies are so strong and the lyrics are so great, that you don't really need to overdo it.
Totally, without compromising the integrity of the song, you're able to really distill it to something a little bit more accessible for your hands. Okay, now last but certainly not least, perhaps one of the most famous acoustic songs from the 70s, if not for all time, is an incredible music video to boot, by the way.
Incredible.
The hair in Dust in the Wind from Kansas. The palpable fog that was used in this video. We're gonna jump in, I'm gonna play that little intro to Dust in the Wind, and you're gonna lend us some vocals, and I think we might redeem it to the 21st century here after you sing it. Here we go.
Close my eyes, only for a moment, and the moment's gone. All my dreams pass before my eyes, a curiosity. Dust in the wind, all they are is dust in the wind.
There you have it. There's a little sample size of that song. And one thing I really like about that song from a teacher's perspective, and for all you finger-picking aspirers, I know this is one of the things that brought you to acoustic guitar, there's kind of two schools of thought with that intro even. First of all, that song is beautiful played slowly, so don't be intimidated by the speed of the record. And there's also two schools of thought when it comes to the way in which you're finger picking. So you can align each one of your fingers, thumb, index, middle, and ring, to those center strings and work on strengthening each of those fingers. Or the way we teach it on Fender Play is utilizing a Travis picking technique, where your thumb is on double duty back between the A and the D string. So definitely check out this Fender Play song. It's a really, really cool one. And I think it's worth us talking about some other quintessential 70s acoustic artists. I think that, again, it's so cool as a current artist for you to pay tribute to the people that not only came before us, but also inspire you to continue to make music. Who are some people that come to your mind?
Yeah, I grew up on the music of the 60s and 70s. Artists like John Prine and Neil Young, Bonnie Raitt, Carole King, Linda Ronstadt, Paul Simon, John Lennon. Yeah, far-reaching music that they're now becoming legacy artists, and it's cool to see different ensembles continue to kind of carry that torch. You've got artists. I remember, in fact, my buddies from the Milk Carton Kids, they opened for John Prine for a long time. Anything Chris Thile touches, whether it's Nickel Creek, the Punch Brothers, Shovels and Rope, great artists who are still carrying that torch from that era. So we're on to the homework segment for this week. What do you got for our beginners this week, Mara? Beginners, it's your job to strum chords at half speed to any of our songs today.
So pick a song, guys. Like we said, a lot of this stuff is pretty accessible when you distill it down to their chord forms, even something like Dust in the Wind. Just start with those fret hand shapes and get to know it in that capacity. How about our intermediate players?
Try playing and singing one of the songs, even if it's just using simple strums.
Yeah. The simultaneity of singing and playing at the same time is such a good skill, and there's so much to pull from this era, these pool of songs. And then finally, okay, here we go for our advanced. If you want to blow our minds, what are those players got to do this week?
Blow our minds by finger-picking the Jim Croce tune or Dust in the Wind at full speed.
We've got all the tips to help you guys with that online, so make it a point to check out Fender Play. Our platform is there to help you. Now, we got to ask you, we like to do this with all of our artists. I know you just had a massive run of shows. You did Echo Park Rising Festival, you headlined Moroccan. What else is forthcoming? What are you up to these days?
Yeah, I just got back from a West Coast tour, and I released my first two singles, No Fun, and a song called Someone New that's a duet with Langland Slim.
Right. Awesome.
And I'll be releasing another single very soon, followed by some more songs.
Okay, cool.
A lot to come.
And then where can we find you? What's the best URL link or social media link to?
Mara Connor, Conner, JenniFNOR.com. And
Cool.
I'm on Instagram and Facebook and Spotify and all the places. I'm
Well,
there.
awesome. We can't thank you enough for coming through today. Really appreciate you
Thanks
sharing
for
your
having
skill set
me.
with us,
It's
and
so
your voice
fun.
was really lovely. We'll see you for more next time. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and check this out. We've got the community coming up here in just a second. But I want to go ahead and play this video really fast. This is off your single No Fun. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead as we transition. Check out Mara Connor's single for No Fun right now. Give it up for Mara one more time. Thank you so much.
You know it's no fun when I'm looking in your eyes, but you're singing for someone else. You know it's no fun. I've waited too long to say what I meant to say, 'cause if there is someone else, I've waited too long.
Guys, we are back. Thank you again so much for Mara, and we are getting to the point that everybody tends to wait for, that Fender Play gear giveaway. And the bearer of great news every week, now that we're back to it, is Dylan. So welcome, Dylan. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and have the teleprompter pop up a little bit, because each week we give away a free piece of gear. Now, if you win, you can choose a Strat, a Tele, a bass, an amp, and tons of other options. It is insane. I say that because that is what is in the teleprompter, but when I learned this information, it was pretty insane. I mean, these are substantial pieces of equipment that'll last you a lifetime, and all you need to do in order to enter to win is to be a Fender Play subscriber and complete your practice streak each week. So who do we got this week? We're back with the Fender Play giveaway. We were off for 1 week to get people to catch up with the streaks.
Right.
But Dylan, like I said, you're the good news bearer.
I know. It's a great gig. All right, are you guys ready?
Drum roll, hands ready, yeah.
Drum roll, please.
Here it comes.
Michael M.
Michael M. We're back at it, baby.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Michael.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, guys, for more info on the new giveaway rules, it's not a lot of fine print or anything like that, just finer details. Check out the link in the description, as well as the post in the community. And remember, we announce a new winner each week right here on Fender Play Live, so make sure to tune in and see if you've won a free instrument or amp. Now let's go ahead and jump into the QA, our community engagement section. What's been going on in the community this last week, Dylan?
It's been a great week in the community. Yet another great week.
All right, okay, we got some consistency there.
It's been awesome. There's been a lot of great questions, a lot of people that are just picking up the guitar for the first time, a lot of people that are coming back to the guitar.
Okay, yeah. Some of my favorite students are returning students.
It's
Like really
awesome.
making that decision.
It's amazing to see like a lifelong dream come true.
Yeah.
And yeah, we love that you guys share that with us.
And
because
support each other in that way, too.
it's like a heartwarming experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to get verklempt again. Okay, yeah, anyways, there's been quite a few different questions that are coming out, and some of the repeated ones are, do I wipe down my strings after practicing?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think about that?
Yeah, so it's definitely something you want to do if you want to prolong your string life. You don't have to get crazy, you don't have to start wiping down all the time. One big tip would be if you eat something, I would wash my hands before I play.
Totally.
The greases,
Yeah.
the greases.
It doesn't just sink into the strings. At that point, you're sinking into the wood of the fretboard, the back
right.
of the neck, yeah.
That's right. And so maybe a wipe down, I don't know, every time I play, when I get done, I usually wipe down, but even a couple times a week would make a big difference.
Yeah, and we talk about like the mobility of acoustic guitars. You're talking about that a lot today. Like it's not much of a thing to have a fiber cloth just lying around. I can't tell you how many times over the course of like a big day of teaching, I'll have students come through, and I often like to lend them my guitar, and by the time they're done with it, it comes back, and I'm like, wow, in a matter of 5 minutes, I need to make it a habit of just wiping it down. So our highest recommendation is to do that.
Yeah, and another big question that comes through is about picks. Everything about picks, big, small,
Yeah,
thick,
yeah,
thin.
thick, thin, yeah.
What do you think about this?
You know, okay, so it's very, very personal,
Yeah.
and it's going to be highly dependent upon the types of guitars and the types of genres you're playing in. So I have to do a lot of songs where I'm doing individual picking, but then oftentimes I'm strumming, right? And the idea is that when you're doing arpeggios and stuff like that, oftentimes you want a heavier pick, but when you're strumming, you want a thinner pick.
Yes.
So I tend to lean into the medium picks.
Yeah.
Fender actually now makes like these thin mediums, which I like a lot, because the closer you hold the tip of the pick, the more control you have over the thickness. You're responsible for that elasticity and that give at that point.
Right.
What would you say?
Well, I think you're right. I think looking at the pick as something that can be shifted based upon your positioning of holding the pick. So
Right.
each pick can be thicker or thinner depending upon where you're clasping the pick.
Yeah.
I think a medium pick is about the right size. It doesn't make too much noise, and you can get a lot of agility on the strings with a medium pick.
Totally, and to each their own. Like I can't tell
Yeah.
you how many of my metalhead players and friends are dependent on a thicker than
A
not
small
pick.
rock.
Yeah, exactly
Very
right.
small rock.
Well, now it goes to say we've got some shout outs too, man. What's going on this week in that?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many awesome people to mention. I wish we could mention everybody, but a super congrats to Kelly for finishing level 4.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, on the folk path.
I
Like,
saw that.
Congratulations, Kelly. You are doing an amazing job. Jason, a new member that started to play about 35 years ago. He tried again 15 years ago, and then finally he found a vehicle of Fender play to get him off.
Awesome.
He got him off the ground. And so congratulations, Jason.
Yeah, it's one thing to have the platform, but really, especially for you guys who are active users in our Facebook community,
Yeah.
there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
The support that comes from, like, again, I say this almost every week, but
Yeah.
you as somebody who's posting your progress, you never know who you're going to be a role model for.
Yeah, yeah.
And for the myriad of comments that are in support of you guys, you're making so many people, not just better players, but better humans as a result of that support. So keep it coming.
It's amazing. Yeah, and the last one I want to mention, last but not least, of course, is Sherry Hoyer. And
She actually one of our trivia
That's
questions.
a double, I believe.
Yeah,
She's
that's right.
2 for 2.
I don't think we've ever mentioned one person twice on the show. Sherry, good on you.
No, yeah. So congratulations, Sherry.
Yeah, she did the homework last week. Is that what it was? She did Mama Tried?
That's right. That's
Awesome.
right.
Awesome. Well, we got some new songs to announce too in the roster in our Rolodex of songs. We got a couple of updates. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so it's a Chrissy Hind week here at Fender Play.
okay.
So we've got Chrissy Hind by Butch Walker.
Right.
And
Love
if you
that
haven't
record.
checked that tune out, it's pretty awesome. If you're hip to the B minor chord, this is a B minor 7 in it. Excuse me. Yes. It's a lovely chord. And then the other song that we have that Chrissy's featured in is Back on the Chain Gang by the Pretenders.
There it
So
is.
that's a must. That's a mandatory must.
Yeah, totally.
And then finally, who could go a week without T-Swift?
Oh, I don't even think if you wanted to, you could.
I'm lucky if I can go an hour.
Yeah.
So we have Mine by Taylor Swift that just got loaded on the site. These are all live on the site right now too, so you don't have to wait. I mean, they're ready to get to learning. So,
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming through today, man. We've
Thank
got to
you.
give it up. Mara was amazing earlier.
She was.
Yeah, just check her music out, guys, and hopefully she'll be back to join us for more in the future. Guys, keep practicing. We always love to see your progress. Be sure to document it. We'll, as you can see, mention it here, and we'll see you guys for more next time next week. Let's drum that G chord out. Here it comes.
All right.